So I'm laying here wondering, how can I help my community? How can I help the world? And what is it that we need to do in order to help overcome the economic crisis that's plaguing everywhere? And the answer is startups. And as a serial entrepreneur who's involved in a number of startups, we all know that the thing that we need most is legal assistance. And the thing is this, is we're these little guys. We don't have VC funding, we don't have angels, we don't have deep pockets. We have friends and family that we don't want to put into risk by investing in our venture because we don't know. So what we need is a 600-pound gorilla in the form of a fund to be there to secure and be in place and attract us to their community by providing simple IP and intellectual property support in the form of trademarking, patent advice, and so on. And in return, they hold basically equity in these ideas, and they provide us an option to buy back these ideas and to own them completely before we go public. And what will happen is, what you will find is that by establishing this initiative that I'm calling the 100 by 2020 strategic initiative, what we'll have is we'll have individual startups that are right now few and far between making it, and less startups losing control of their IP or having other people seeing what they're doing and just duplicating what they're doing, and not having an opportunity to succeed. And with this initiative, what will happen is in your community it will attract, and this attraction will ultimately become a solution and a prosperity, not only for the startups, not only for the community, but for the world in whole. So the fund is very simple, is to help secure and hold IP using the fund interest. It's wisdom being applied insightfully to help early stage startups to grow and to be attracted to specific regions. So how are we going to do it? The process is very simple. We raise 10 million, we leverage it 3 to 1, so that's 30 million. At a conservative 4% return, we're looking at 120 million per month that we can use, some of it to market the fund, to attract to different regions. This fund would be all over the world. It would not be just one fund. You would have the Florida fund, you may have the Malaysia fund, and what will happen in all these areas that are looking to attract IP, you're going to see a growth of innovation and change amidst the traditional way, because we don't need money for developers, we don't need money for our ideas. What we need money is to protect, 3/4 of the valuation of our ideas, which is IP. And really, it's a win for startups, for investors, community, and everything else. So it will provide basically the vehicle to take us to the moon as startups. It's a vehicle to provide solutions to the community. And the team that will run these funds is ultimately the folks that are already in place. So we don't even have to come up with teams. They're already there. They're the VCs, the angels. And ultimately, the return to the region is the fact that out of the thousands of startups that are attracted, 100 of them will become $100 million businesses by 2020, equating to a $10 billion return on investment for that region. And, and the support that we're provided is a little IP. And the vision and the opportunity is to change and provide a solution for the world. Well, how do we move forward? How do we go the next step? Well, we need a sponsor. A sponsor provides 10 to 20,000, so we can test using a feasibility study. We can raise using a capital campaign. And once we know that the money is there, we can raise the money, then we can leverage it. And then when the fund is established, there's no reason why within 6 to 9 months we can't have a fund. The solution is, if we don't do it, we're going to continue to have problems. Startups are going to die. They're not going to happen. The fund is to help startups. It allows anyone to participate, and together we can make a difference. Or we can leave it the way it is right now and really not have any solution. So the next step is to discuss it, to share it, to talk with me about it. Here's some information. Read a document. And the hope is that together, we can make the little guys survive and give them an opportunity to build a better place and be part of what's going on.